Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Currently at the back of Burke. I'm on my way to Brewarrina to camp on the banks of the Bowen River tonight. The Bowen River meets the Coolgower and Bogan rivers somewhere between here and Burke, forms the Darling River. So that's really the start of the Darling River run. I'm going to camp tonight on the Bowen River in Brewarrina, and yeah, we'll see what we can get up to for the next couple of weeks and what I can bring you in a few episodes. Stay tuned. Coming into the camp now, and yeah, we'll set up and kick back, hopefully by a fire maybe. See how we go. Wiki Camp says if you turn right at the toilets, which is them, I can tell by the smell, the tracker takes you to more secluded camp. But this is looking a little muddy, but you've got to look for adventure, right? I think we'll give it a go. Just bought a yabby trap at BCF the other day before I came. Thought it might be useful down here. I've got a bit of meat now. I'm going to make a stew with one of the nights during the trip, so I'll just chuck a couple of bits of that in there. I actually got a bit of old chorizo from yesterday's dinner. I'll chuck that in and zip tie it and see if we can catch some yabbies. Had to trade the crocs in before. Those three-eyed jacks or whatever those burrs are, Jesus, they were going straight through and straight into my foot. So don't do this at home without steel caps. Anyway, go down and check this yabby pot. It's been in about half an hour. Sunrise starting to kick off. Sunset probably be better way of describing that actually. What do we got? A yabby and a carp. A baby carp. Not the biggest one around. I'll keep him alive, and if we find any more, if we get any more, then I'll cook him up. If not, I'll just let him go. And blue. And carp, we can't throw back. It's illegal. We need to dispatch them and take them away from the riverbank, which I'll do soon. Alright, we're about to attempt to get out of here. Got this muddy patch ahead of me. My wheels are completely caked in mud, so they've got no tread at all at the moment, so this is going to be really interesting. I really don't want to get bogged on my way out because I don't have a winch. I've only got max tracks and a shovel. So it would really ruin my morning. No more yabbies last night. I got about 25 carp in the yabby net over the period of the evening. So we called that quits. Didn't catch anything on the lures either. So the yabby was free to live another day. We're going to go into Brewarrina now and check out the fish traps and see what that looks like, and then on to Burke, get some supplies, and then start the river run track along the river. See how we go here though. Slippery. Huge hole coming up here. I'm trying to avoid hitting it like I did yesterday. Take the high road. That worked out alright, I think. Van missed it as well. Nice bit, I reckon. Get through here, we're out, we're safe. That was pretty dry, that bit. Oh, we're nearly under the bitumen. Nothing to worry about. Check in when we get to the fish traps. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So that's the fish traps down there. See all the birds sitting on the edge of the remnant structures. Probably hopefully cleaning up a few of those carp. Saw about 10 wallowing around in the shallows then. They are out of control in these rivers. Anyway, on to Burke. Get to that darling river. I want to touch it. Just back in Burke now, and just gone to the supermarket, got a few supplies, some more beer and a bit of meat and stuff. And I've just pulled up, just out of town, there's this little RV fill point. Gets good reviews on Wiki Camps. I'm just going to put a bit of water in so I can have a shower over the next couple of days. I've been travelling light. I've had 40 litres of drinking water on board, but the main water tanks I've only had about 100 litres instead of the 300 capacity, 250 capacity. So I'll chuck maybe 100 litres in, and then I'll be able to have a couple of showers along the Darling River route. I'm pretty sure there won't be very good water out there, but we'll see how we go. I've just got one of these pre-filters that goes on the end of my hose. That's a boiled water and 5 micron filter. It just knocks out all the mineral and anything else that could be in there. That's just my washing water tank, basically. We don't drink from that. The one above it's where I fill for the filtered water. It's got an extra filter on the other end as well, just before the tap, to knock out any nasties. Make sure you don't fill it up from the dump point. Fill it up from the nice drinking water one. It's got pretty good reviews, this water, on Wiki Camps water finder, so should be okay, I reckon. So it begins. This is the dirt road that leads into the Toorale. I think it's pronounced Toorale National Park. There's a campground in here where I'll stop for the night. It's only about an hour away. It's not much of a drive, but I'll have the afternoon to do some bush cooking and get a fire going and set up camp. Looking forward to a relaxing afternoon. So yeah, let's see how this goes. What's really funny is when you take that track, because it looks more interesting, and then it ends at a dead end and says, "No sir, turn around and go back. Big stop sign, private property." Google strikes again. So I think I've got to go all the way back from whence I came, which is about, I'm going to say 20 k's. I did find it odd that the track didn't look like it had been driven on at all. Like there was no tie mark, and it was very narrow. So we'll head back the way we came and get back on the bitumen, it seems, for a while. Yeah, the road's turned a bit to shit. You can tell it's been wet. Massive ruts, and it's dropped the speed right back and sort of doing 50 or 60 k's an hour. There's not much corrugation, which is pleasant, but yeah, you got to keep your eye on the road because you get caught in a rut and it throws you across pretty hard. But that's all part of the adventure, I guess. Google's found a faster route, which I'm very dubious on, so I'm not going to take it. I'm going to wait for a sign to tell me to go to the national park this time. I don't want to be backtracking. Yeah, anyway, I'll dial back in probably when I'm getting to the campground. That big brown, first snake I've seen. Oh no, it might be a copperhead. Big boy. Oh, I just pulled up. Cracking weather. Got my own little fire pit there. That's the mighty darling in the foreground. Beautiful. Big rocky outcrop down there. Got access down to the river just there, so I can throw those yabby pots in and have a bit of a fish off the banks. I pulled up in the bush before we got to the national park just to grab a bit of wood, just in case you weren't allowed to collect it here, but it looks like a lot of people do. I'm not sure you're allowed to, but a lot of people do because there's a lot of chainsaw cuts on dead branches. So anyway, just to be safe, I wanted to do a proper cook up today. I want to get the fire going early, get some coals, and do a bit of a camp oven stew of some sort. Yes, I got a new camp oven some time ago actually. I just never got around to seasoning it or getting it ready. Spun steel, I've never had one of these before. They're a lot lighter than the cast iron one I'm used to. That's why I was attracted to it. The lid acts as a frying pan. So it doubles, which is good. That means I don't have to carry the cast iron frying pan as well. It's got its own handles. This one's got a trivet in it and got its own handles as well. So you'll need to season it. I've already washed it with warm soapy water back at home and got all the minerally type stuff off it. But I'm thinking I might just get some more water in it and give it a bit of a boil over the fire just to get any last remaining residues off, because I don't want that stuff tainting the food or poisoning me or whatever it's going to do. Yeah, so we'll boil some water in it and then empty that out, dry it, and then I'll go through the process of seasoning it. That's why I wanted to get this started early today, and I've got a stew to cook, so it's about 2:30 I think, so hopefully I can get it seasoned in an hour or so, and then it'll have a couple of hours of cooking with coals, the stew. That's all going to be pretty tight, but we'll see how we go. There's a few flies about since I made some lunch. I had a sanger with some smoked salmon in it. That brought them on. Might go and chuck the yabby pot in and see if I can snag any yabbies before dinner. Just wait for that water to boil and then we'll be ready to roll. Try not to burn the campsite down. I got a bit of rice bran oil, which is high temperature burning point, smoking point. So I'm just going to chuck a bit of that in. And the idea now is that you mix it all around, cover all the surface inside that you want to season. I'm basically just going to go and get that red hot. just leave that for a while and I'll tune back in soon. All right, that's what we've got ahead of us. Just a bit of beef chuck, got some stock. There's a tin of tomatoes somewhere in here as well, which I haven't got out. A couple of carrots, a bit of celery, an onion, parsnip and turnip, and a spud. So I'm just going to make enough to feed me, obviously, so I'm not going to go crazy. So I've just got to get all this chopped up. The pan's just cooling after its third seasoning. It's not my best work. Got way too hot on the first one, and then I had to do a bit of work to clean the black stuff off, and yeah, it wasn't perfect, but it'll do for a bush cook. Ready to roll. Chuck it all in. Let's get the Holy Trinity going, which is onion, carrot, and celery. Get that fried off with the beef. Job done. We'll do the onion first. So I've moved all the heat to the other side of the fire because the wind's blowing that way. I didn't want too much heat on the pan because I'd end up burning it. So I moved it to the other side of the fire. There she is sizzling. Get some utensils and bring the meat over and chuck it in as well. Looking pretty good. Just a bit of stock. Whoop, spilled all over the bench, that's good. And tin tomato. Probably need some water too. I want to bring the liquid up to above the level of all the solids in there. Oh, lid's extra. Definitely needs more liquid, which I'll get now. Yeah, that's about right. Now I've just got to get the coals in the right spot so we don't burn. Just checked in on it, she's looking pretty good. I just added a bit more water and stirred it. It was getting a bit brown on top. But I think it's looking pretty good. I can drop all the ash into the stew. That's the trick. Nailed it. Oop. Done. Give it another hour and a half. Job done. Alright, let's check it out again. It's about 5:15, so probably another 45 minutes, I reckon. Looking pretty good. Gonna spice it up a bit. Bit of Shiraz. Whiskey. Can't be bad. It's red wine. I'm just going to leave it be now until it's ready to serve. Let's get some in the bowl and see how she tastes. Bit of beef. Yeah. That's tender. That sauce is really thick too. There was a lot of flavour. That wine was a winner at the end there. Might have a little sip. Yep, it's really good. Hey, we're going to call it a day there on the episode, I reckon. Dial in next week, maybe the week after, not sure. I don't know where I'm heading, down river somewhere, that direction. And we'll end up somewhere good, I'm sure. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, all that sort of good stuff. I'll catch you on the rerun. Cheerio for now.